Are you coming back to school with me? We could have done it all so easily.
Hi, my name is Craig Thompson-Wood. I'm your host on Teaching with Board Games. Here today to take a look at Chicky Boom by Blue Orange. So Chicky Boom is a dexterity balancing game. In this game, and where in some games you are putting things on to a thing to try and keep the balance, in this one you're taking things off, sort of like Jenga, but without putting the things back on different spots. You're just removing the pieces. Each piece is worth so many points. The person with the most points at the end is the winner. But how does this stack up educationally? Let me take you to the report card and I will tell you. So looking at the number of players for Chicky Boom, I'm going to give it a B. It plays between 2 to 4 players, so I give it, that's my standard for the B, so that's what it gets. For learning for Chicky Boom, I'm going to give it a B. It has some minor mathematics in there where you'd be adding up points, subtracting points if you're doing the points, and the person who knocks the things over gets -5 to their points. So even the person who knocks it over still could win if they had more points than the other person, even after the -5. But so there's that minor mathematics, but what really comes into is the whole idea of the balancing, the stacking, what pieces are you taking, because are you going to, if it's looking very wobbly and you're not sure which one's going to make it, or if you know it's going to make it fall, you might as well take a higher points one. So some of that strategy involved in there as well. One thing that was mentioned in a video I saw about it by Blue Orange is that there's an opportunity for cooperative play, and I like that idea, and because in this way, playing with a couple people rather than just being competitive and taking the best one, I mean, each player could talk it out and see if working together you could get all of the pieces removed from the balance beam. I thought that was kind of a neat idea. So this is for very young kids, so teaching them about, getting them some fine motor skills in there, but just also that idea of the balance and everything, and working out, how things balance and weights and things like that. So I thought it's a neat little game, and so I give it the B for learning. For fun, I'm going to give it a B. I think this is a fun game. It's very cute, very attractive in the way it looks. I think that's going to appeal to a lot of the kids, help to draw them in. The concept of the dexterity games, I think, is a very popular one, especially amongst young children. And I like games like this as opposed to things like Candyland or Monopoly, because there's no dice being rolled or anything. I mean, in this game, the kids are in complete control of their own fate. They either lose because they're the ones who knocked over the pieces, or they win because they're doing well with picking things off and getting better at it. There's no luck involved in this game at all. It is just what it is. You're picking things off, and if you can do well, then you do well, right? So I think overall, I think kids enjoy this kind of game. I know my students have enjoyed it, my children have enjoyed it. So I think overall, it's a fun game. We'll give it the B. For time, I'm going to give the game an A+. The game is very simple to set up. It's just putting the board out and then stacking things on top of it, and then putting that on top of the. So you put the yellow balance beam out on the ground, you stack everything on top of that, then lift it and put it on top of the thing, or you could do it the other way, however you wish. I mean, but the easier way is to lie it out first, and then you play, and then the cleanup is simply just throwing everything back in the box. They're made of sturdy wooden pieces, so you don't have to worry about breaking things if you're a little rough with it, but like I say, throwing it back in the box. So cleanup is incredibly quick, setup is incredibly quick, and the game time is incredibly quick, so that's why I give it the A+. For cost, I'm going to give it a B. I wasn't able to find it at any of the local stores around me, but that doesn't mean it's not out there. It just means I couldn't find it when I was looking. But buying it directly from the Blue Orange website is $27.99, so that's maybe what, $30 to $35 Canadian. So if that's what you're expecting to be paying for it in a local shop, then when it's made of the sturdy woody pieces that it is, that's a very good thing, because you want, with a game like this, you want the durability. So in which case then really you can expect the pieces to last. The only consideration would be just not letting like a puppy or bite on them, or just let the pieces get lost in general. because they're going to last. They're going to be very, very durable because they're wood, and also because they're wood. It's a nice sustainable thing, not using plastic, and blue orange is being considered on that one with this. So I thought that was a great thing to be including with it. So the fact that they are wooden pieces, and the other thing to consider, of course, is how much are you going to get out of it in terms of play. This is the kind of game, because it's incredibly quick and simple, easy to set up. And I think that one that the kids are going to enjoy and be asking to play over and over again. So this is definitely one I could see you getting a lot of play out of. And as long as you're getting a lot of play out of it, then it is worth that kind of money that you're paying for. Like $30 to $35 is not that much. You're going to spend more than that going to the movies once, right? So this is definitely a good value for your money, and I would recommend it for that reason. Let me take it to the table and I'll show you how this game is played. So in setting up the game of Chicky Boom, you're just going to pour all your contents of your thing onto the table. One thing to be aware of, I didn't think was readily obvious to me, is that there are actually two different sizes of chickens. I thought all chickens are the same size, but the smaller chickens are going to be worth 2 and the bigger ones are going to be worth 3 points. Your hay bales are worth 3 and your wagon wheels are worth 1. So I think the easier setup is to have your fulcrum here, and then you're just putting the pieces out. You don't have to be symmetrical about it. You can put the pieces out. I like to mix these up personally, as it goes to me. But the students can be creative in how they set it up. And like so, you know, boom. Let's see. And you want to make sure that you're spreading things out across the board, and then we're going to start putting some cheeky chicks on top. Right, and then move that forward so you can see, and then put that in the middle, and voila. There we go. And pardon the bad lighting, but I'm not making those mucho YouTube bucks, and it's still haven't got any decent lighting for down here, but make do. All right, so in the game then, the students are going to take, or the players are going to take turns going back and forth, removing pieces. So this person might, oh, that's going to be bad already. I don't know if that's going to be, you know, to me that's totally okay as long as you didn't, like, it didn't tip or anything. So maybe I'll go for the, not so much for the end there. Okay, and then this one will go, that one there, and then they go that one there, and they'll go that one there, and that one there. I'll take a hay bale, they'll take a hay bale, and they'll take a wagon wheel, and let's see, it's going that way, so we'll take, oh, okay, so I lose 5 points, so 5 points. I don't know if I have that one or not. What I'm gonna say I do, because I still lost. No, actually I lost. I'm playing both sides. So this person gets 3, 6, 9, 10 points. This person gets 4 points, and that is it. And when one person when it falls, the person who made it fall can yell "Chicky Boom!" And so I guess there's some consolation to losing or to knocking it down, because you get to yell at that phrase, which is always cool. All right, but that is how you play Chicky Boom. So Chicky Boom, if you're going to be playing this at a school or at home or wherever it is that you're doing things with your students or your children, I would definitely make sure that you have either an older child or an adult to help with the setup of this game. I think if you're playing with, you know, it says ages 4 and up, but I think if you have a couple 4-year-olds playing, I think them trying to set up the game in the first place might be a little bit frustrating for them. Just making sure that just getting that initial balance and everything all set up going, then once you have that set up, then they're can do things on their own independently. But so having that element there, I think, is something to be of consideration. I think this game would still be appealing to kids older than that. Like even my grade 5s who, you know, 10, 11 years old, I could still see them playing this game. I could totally see if I brought this game in and they could play it on indoor recesses and things like that, I think it would be totally something they would get into. So this game then, as a center in a room. I don't really sort of see it fit into, I guess if you're doing lessons about balance and things like that, then you can do it that way. But definitely a game that the kids could be playing during free time, for recesses, or just if you're playing at home, just playing as a game night. I think it's something they can enjoy, but sort of embeds that learning that happens within it without them really even realizing that they're learning, through the balance and the addition of numbers and things like that. So that's the best kind of game, right? Where the learning happens and it's so much fun that they don't even know it's happening. So that's why I can recommend Chicky Boom by Blue Orange. So that's it for Chicky Boom. If you have any other ideas for games you might like to see on the channel, or even topics of discussion, things you want me to talk about, be it topics related to gamification, game-based learning, then please leave me a message in the comment section below. Love to hear from the viewers, as it helps me give you relevant content. And if you haven't already, then please remember to hit that like and subscribe button down below. It really does help the channel, and I do appreciate it. And that's going to wrap it up for today's episode. Until next time, I am Craig Thompson-Wood, your host on Teaching with Board Games, saying thanks for coming to the classroom.
Are you coming back to school with me? We could